Welcome back to our journey into the life of Thutmose III, the pharaoh who ruled an empire. In our last episode, we saw him emerge from the shadows of his stepmother, Hatshepsut, and secure a legendary victory at the Battle of Megiddo. But for Thutmose, that was just the beginning. The taste of victory ignited a fire within him, a hunger for conquest that would reshape the ancient world. After Megiddo, Thutmose III didn't rest on his laurels. He transformed into an unstoppable military force, leading campaign after campaign, year after year. His ambition wasn't just to defend Egypt, it was to dominate. He personally led his armies, pushing Egypt's borders farther than ever before. Imagine the sight: thousands of Egyptian chariots, the most advanced military technology of the time, thundering across the plains of the Near East. His campaigns took him deep into Syria, a region that had long resisted Egyptian control. He marched all the way to the mighty Euphrates River in Mesopotamia, a feat that no pharaoh before him had accomplished. This was a clear message to the rival powers of the day, like the Mitanni kingdom. The world now had a new superpower, and its name was Egypt. Kings who once plotted against Egypt now scrambled to send gifts, pleading for peace. No one dared to challenge the might of Thutmose III. Under his command, the Egyptian empire grew to its largest extent in history. From the Kushite lands of Nubia in the south, rich with gold, all the way to the fringes of modern-day Iraq and Turkey in the north, it was an empire built on military genius and relentless drive. For nearly 2 decades, Thutmose III was constantly on the move, securing his territories, quelling rebellions, and ensuring that every corner of his vast domain answered to him. But to paint Thutmose III as just a warrior would be a mistake. He was also a visionary, a builder, and a statesman. He understood that an empire isn't just held by force. It's held by wealth, influence, and culture. With every conquest, he brought back more than just victory. He returned to Egypt with immense treasures, exotic plants and animals never before seen in the Nile Valley, and thousands of captives. These weren't just prisoners of war. Many were skilled artisans, scholars, and even the children of foreign princes. These royal children were brought to the Egyptian court, not as hostages in chains, but to be educated. They learned the Egyptian language, customs, and way of life. When they eventually returned to their homelands to rule, they would be loyal to Egypt, creating a network of vassal states bound to the pharaoh by culture and respect, not just fear. This was a brilliant piece of long-term political strategy. Meanwhile, tribute poured into the capital city of Thebes from all corners of the empire. Gold from Nubia, silver from the Aegean, precious lapis lazuli from Afghanistan, and fragrant cedarwood from the mountains of Lebanon. Thebes became the wealthiest and most magnificent city on earth. Thutmose used this incredible wealth to launch one of the most ambitious building programs Egypt had ever seen. His primary focus was honoring the god who he believed had guided his victories, Amun-Ra, the king of the gods. He lavished the great temple complex at Karnak with unprecedented additions. He erected massive pylons, towering obelisks, and beautiful new halls. One of his most famous additions is the Festival Hall of Thutmose III, a stunning structure designed to celebrate his military successes and his divine connection to Amun-Ra. The walls of Karnak became his history book, carved in stone for eternity. Reliefs depict him as the ultimate warrior pharaoh, his chariot crushing enemies beneath its wheels, his arm raised to smite the foes of Egypt. One of the most remarkable sections is the so-called Botanical Garden, where his artists carved detailed images of the strange and wonderful plants and animals he brought back from his campaigns in Syria. It is a testament to his curiosity and his desire to bring the wonders of the world back to his homeland. He wasn't just conquering lands, he was absorbing their knowledge and beauty. Yet, even as he stood at the pinnacle of power, the shadow of his past lingered. The question of his relationship with his stepmother, Hatshepsut, the female pharaoh who had ruled before him, remains one of ancient Egypt's greatest mysteries. Late in his reign, a systematic effort was made to erase Hatshepsut's name and image from monuments throughout Egypt. Her cartouches were chiseled out, her statues were smashed and buried, and her name was removed from official king lists. For centuries, historians interpreted this as an act of bitter revenge. They imagined a resentful Thutmose, finally free to unleash his fury on the woman who had kept him from his throne for 20 years. It's a dramatic story, but is it the truth? More recent scholarship offers a different perspective. Some historians argue that the erasure wasn't driven by personal hatred, but by cold, hard politics. A female pharaoh was a disruption to the traditional order of succession, where the throne passed from father to son. By removing Hatshepsut from the historical record, Thutmose wasn't just erasing a person. He was correcting what he saw as a break in the divine lineage. He was ensuring that the official history showed an unbroken line of male rulers, solidifying the legitimacy of his own son, Amenhotep II, to inherit the throne. It was about securing the future of his dynasty, not settling a personal score from the past. Whatever the motive, whether it was rage or political calculation, the result was the near-total removal of one of Egypt's most powerful rulers from history. It was only in the 19th century that archaeologists began to piece together the fragments and rediscover the story of the female pharaoh. Regardless of this controversy, Thutmose III's reign was an undeniable golden age. Under his firm and capable rule, Egypt reached the zenith of its power and prosperity. The borders were secure, the treasury was overflowing, and the gods were honored with magnificent temples. He ruled for a total of 54 years, a remarkable length of time that brought stability and confidence to his people. He was the embodiment of Egyptian might, a military genius, a master builder, and a shrewd diplomat. He had taken a powerful kingdom and forged it into a world-spanning empire. When he finally died, he was buried in the Valley of the Kings, in a tomb uniquely decorated to resemble a sacred scroll, guiding his soul through the afterlife. Thutmose III left behind a legacy that would echo through the ages. He set the standard for what it meant to be a pharaoh, a warrior king, whose name would be remembered as the Napoleon of ancient Egypt. His empire would stand for generations, a monument to the indomitable will of one of history's greatest rulers. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed learning about the empire of Thutmose III, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into ancient history. Let us know in the comments which historical figure you'd like to see us cover next. See you in the next video.